Back with another one. It's Watch Your Step podcast. It's your boy Murd3r, and today we going back in on the Young Dolph Murd3r trial. Hernandez Govan or Govan Hernandez. I've been messing his name up, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Quit. The boy Cornelius Smith is on the stand, and basically, he's definitely pointing and implementing Govan as one of the co-conspirators of putting this whole plot together to get Young Dolph in the PRE affiliates, right? And like I said, I think I did a video last night speaking on the matter. I said once I seen Big Jook lose his life after his uncle's funeral, I knew immediately that part of this guy's defense was gonna be, hey, it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. Big Jook. Big Jook is no longer here with us, so he can't defend himself. And why not? You know what I'm saying? You know, most people probably looking at it like, oh, that's foul. You supposed to rock with CMG, man. Big Jook not here. And Big Jook was pushing buttons and calling shots. So, yeah, we all knew he was going to throw Big Jook under the bus, but it also seems like CMG and Yo Gotti as a whole is getting thrown under the bus behind this whole little murder plot on Young Dolph and PRE affiliates, right? So, you know, the boy Cornelius Smith, who already went to trial with Justin Johnson, straight, rapper, straight drop, and, you know, Justin Jefferson, they was already found guilty, but Cornelius Smith has not been given a sentence yet. And I'm pretty sure him getting on the stand is part of him, him getting what he's going to get sentenced. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying his best to dodge a life sentence. But you know how that go, man. It is what it is. You know, when you go on missions and stuff like that with guys, man, that you really don't know, and it's all for the bag, man, if something goes wrong, dudes is gonna get to singing. And in this case, Cornelius Smith is singing like Mariah. So I'm gonna play a clip from the courtroom, and y'all bear with the clip, man, because I just wish the state would speak, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more up pace, a little bit upbeat, and just kind of like try to capture the jurors in the courtroom more so, but it's kind of like just like drag in and it's kind of slow a little bit. But Hernandez Govan, his lawyer, is speaking with that upbeat pace and with that, you know what I'm saying, like with some type of authority and stuff like that to capture the jurors and everybody else that's in the courtroom or anybody that's watching this trial. He's speaking with that kind of authority, but being able to be understood at the same time. And I understand that they have to, speak at least clear and, not so fast so the jurors can, type every word and they can hear everything clear. But if I just had one gripe, it'd only be that, man, I wish the state on, that's for Young Dolph and them that will speak up a little bit more. But let's just play this dude, Cornelius. He talking. He ain't gonna stop talking, and they implementing Gotti, and the whole CMG. Big Jook is no longer here, and we don't know how this is gonna play out, man. But as of right now, they throwing CMG up under the bus.
Could you state your first and last name for the jury?
Cornelius Smith.
And for the benefit of our jurors who may be taking notes and our court reporter, could you spell your first and last name?
Cornelius Smith.
And if it's okay, can I call you Cornelius?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Cornelius. You know an individual by the name of Hernandez Govan?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see that individual in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you point to that individual and describe what he or she was wearing?
Man, right here with the white shirt on, black tie, bald head.
And I'd ask if the record reflects that the witness has identified the defendant.
Record so reflects that the witness has identified the defendant.
And how long have you known Mr. Govan?
I met him in 21, and like mid 21, something like that.
Mid 21. So
Like in the middle of 21.
when you met him, under what circumstances were you meeting him?
I met him through an individual named Bobby. Buy pills at the time. I was just buying pills from him.
And would that be Bobby Carter?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were buying pills from Mr. Govan?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of pills were you buying from Mr. Govan?
Ecstasy and sometimes Percocet pills, oxycodone.
Would you say, why were you buying pills from him?
Because I popped pills. I was popping pills at the time.
Okay.
That was my drug of choice, pills.
Did you have a particular reason why you were popping pills?
I had a lot of stress going on or whatever, and it was on and off thing anyway, but then I was just back on.
Was there a particular incident that caused you to start?
I had lost my son in 2020, March of 2020, and I just went back on, get back on.
You had been on them before?
Yes, man, I had been on before.
And he at some point stopped?
Stopped,
And after your son,
got killed out, stopped at pop.
and that's through that course you got to know Mr. Govan.
Yes, ma'am.
Where would you meet Mr. Govan?
At first, Bobby started going to get the pills from him, and then, one particular day, Bobby didn't want to go, so, I went and got some from him myself.
Okay, and where was that at?
At his home, on Bradley Street, I believe, 9th Street.
Was that how did you know this where he was?
Because I used to be right across the street at Bobby's house, you know what I'm saying, from his house.
So you've always gone to Bobby's house?
Yeah, I used to hang out with Bobby. On that basis.
So let's go back to mid-summer or so, however you say it, of 2021, when you first came into contact with Mr. Govan. At what point did the situation change from you, or did it change from you buying pills from him to something else?
I guess after a couple runs of going to buy pills on my own from him, he started asking me, I want to make some money. He knew ways I get some money. I'm like, yeah.
Did you want some money?
Yeah, because sometimes I go to him and ask, can I get a couple pills on credit? So, that was when he was like, you want to make some money? I'm like, yeah.
And why did you need money? Were you working at the time?
Yeah, nah, not really. I wasn't just working like that. I couldn't just keep a job with a pill habit like that. I ain't gonna lie like that.
Okay. So you wanted money. What did you want money for?
A lot of different reasons. Make sure my children were straight, pop me a couple pills, make sure I was good. A lot of different reasons.
And how many children did you have at the time?
I had 5. I got 5 now, but I had 6.
You had 6 altogether. But
Yeah, it was after my son got killed. I had 5.
And who is the mother of those kids?
Letitia Jackson.
So you wanted money to make sure your kids were okay. You pop a few pills, and you'd be all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your girlfriend name?
Miss Angela.
Miss Angela. Does Miss Angela have a last name? Arnold?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, 5 kids, a girlfriend,
Yes,
and a
ma'am.
pill head.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So at some point, Mr. Govan asked you if you wanted to make some extra money.
Make some money.
And how were you supposed to make extra money?
Well, he told me that, it was a little bounty on a couple paper I had.
Okay, I ain't understand nothing you said.
It was a hit on, it was a hit at the time on a couple guys in paper out here, or whatever.
Okay, and what were some of those individuals' names, if you can recall?
Paper out Woo, Young Dolph. I don't know all his name because I ain't know exactly who they were.
At what point did he mention the actual bounties, as you say?
One night leaving, getting some pills. He mentioned the prices on, you know, who had 50 on his head. Young Dolph had 100 on his head. Somebody had 5 on their head, 10 on their head. He mentioned the prices too.
So it was almost like a catalog. This
Yeah,
person costs this much.
Yeah,
This
he
person
was
costs
telling us
this
who
much.
had the money on their head, who had the most money on their head,
And who had the
prices.
most? Who had the
Young Dolph
most?
had the most money on his head.
And he had 100,000.
100,000 on his head.
And when you say his head,
I mean, if you kill Young Dolph, you get $100,000.
okay.
So, as y'all hear, Cornelius Smith breaks down on how he met, quit, how he, became part of the whole PRE Young Dolph bounty, hits and stuff like that. He explained that he just used to go over there and buying pills. He had a pill addiction. Govan had the pills, so he would go over there with a friend, and one thing led to another due to the fact that he would sometimes be short on money or didn't have money at all, but still wanted the pills. And allegedly, Govan solicited him, on the way to make some money. And the way of making money was, take out Young Dolph and a couple of these artists and stuff like that, and you could possibly get yourself a bag and help yourself financially, and it's just a wicked game because, to my knowledge, I didn't, outside of just the rap beef, the war words and stuff like that, I didn't really feel like that the beef was more serious than actual just rap. You know what I mean? We all know Memphis is a rough city, and they do be, laying that M game down. You know what I mean? And for Young Dolph, he just was a dude, who didn't want to sign to CMG and wanted to do his own thing. And from that point on, Dolph felt like Yo Gotti was hating, you know what I'm saying? Was not supporting the fact that he wanted to be his own boss and basically not sign up under another rapper, you know what I'm saying, / CEO when he could possibly do it all himself. And he did. And you ask me, he was a bigger artist at the time and a better artist at the time. Gotti had, at that point, put himself in just a straight CEO seat, and I'm just gonna find talent. I'm gonna get talent, and at that time he was scooping up a lot of artists. Moneybagg Yo, he got Gorilla right now. He had Black Youngster. On my previous video, I let y'all know how Black Youngster has definitely fell back from Yo Gotti. Basically calling them basically calling Young Gotti, fake OGs. They don't be standing on what they be speaking. They be acting like they mob bosses. And even though he didn't say no names, a lot of people can speculate and put 2 and 2 together. And, honestly just, say, call a spade a spade. He has to be talking about Gotti in those type of posts and stuff like that. And if y'all haven't seen that, man, y'all go check out my last video where I actually showed, some screenshots of some things that Black Youngster posted on his page. On top of that, too, he took everything CMG related out of his, off his page and out of his bio. Cut some things behind the scenes that might have went down that Black Youngster wasn't feeling, and he wanted to separate himself from that. Yeah. Could it be due to this case right now that's going on that he don't want to get wrapped up in it? That could be a possibility too. But what we do know is we do not see Black Youngster as much as we used to. He was front and center, and just standing on business, about their dislike for Young Dolph and Paper Route. We no longer see that, man. There's been crickets on his end, and we really don't hear too much from Gotti anyway. Like I said, he's trying to run the label, CEO, trying to do his thing. You know what I mean? Even what's the girl name? Angela Simmons, man. It seemed like them two no longer, are together neither. And it, could it be that she didn't like what she was seeing, or was trying to separate herself from certain things. Could be that. Could be just regular relationship things, and the reason why they split. But I do want to mention this though, man, you remember Gotti used to always speak of Angela, I'm saying? He even made a song, all type of stuff like that. And you know how it be, man, when you finally get that girl that you probably been chasing for so long, man, it's probably like, all right, I did that, done that, you know what I mean? Go back to, my regular, thing. And that's, as a rapper, CEO, I'm just finna start hitting hitting everything else too. I got the girl already, whatever, but it seemed like Angela probably wasn't going for none of that and possibly didn't like what she was seeing being around him, so she separated herself from that. But back to Cornelius and the Govan, situation, man. He continues to break down, how they met, things that transpired during them times, stuff like that. And he breaks down the situation where he said Govan had to drop on paper route Wu, and they went by his house and they caught paper route Wu walking outside, and he already had his scrap in hand. And I guess they was walking down the street, they seen each other, and then they got into a shootout. But during the shootout, his gun jammed. And not to mention, not only that his gun jammed, but he proceeds to tell the people he was provided the weapon and the drop on Wu from Govan. So let's check out this little clip from that, and we'll get right back, man.
At some point, you will testify that about the shooting of Young Dolph. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that, were you involved in any other shootings?
Well, one day, Mr. Govan had provided me with a gun, and he told us that Paper Route Rue was at home one day. So as we approached the house, with me, Bobby, Justin, and another guy, I don't know the other guy's name, Bobby dropped me off. I get out walking on foot. Paper Route Rue was coming out the house, and he had his gun in his hand at the time, and I was walking up the street. And me and him had a shootout or whatever, and the gun he provided me had jammed up. So, I had to duck and Bob and weed, and Bobby had got to me. We got in the car and went back to his house and reported what had happened to him. And he was glad I ain't get killed that day right there. But Bob was like, he wasn't messing with this stuff because he was believing what Justin them told him about. We messed it up or whatever. And we didn't have our masks on and all this, so Bobby fell back.
Was there an incident with Paper Route Wu that you were aware of prior to the incident where you were involved?
Nah, I don't know nothing else about no incident with Paper Route. Just this shootout that I had with him, that's all I know about it. And he was saying that he was going.
Who was he?
Mr. Govan was saying he was going.
Let me stop you. Did you call him Mr. Govan?
Nah, I called him Quick. That's what I knew him.
That was your nickname?
Yeah, Quick.
Would you feel more comfortable calling him Quick?
Yeah, I called him Quick.
Okay.
Quick was saying that he was going to get with Paper Route Wu mama or whatever to find out what they be about, play up on the other, find out where, Wu and them be is, so we could reach out and touch them, find out where they is.
Was it just he was going to see where Wu was, or was there other Paper Route artists?
Any one of them, Wu or anybody in Paper Route, he was going to make sure that, he could play because the mama liked him, so he was going to try to play that father figure and, find out where they is and make sure we could reach out and touch them.
So from when you met him in midsummer, the shooting with Paper Route Wu, how far from when you met him to when that shooting was?
I just can't recall, but it wasn't long after I met him though.
Was it a couple of days, couple of weeks?
I said a couple of weeks, probably about a month and a half or so. I can't be specific about it. I ain't gonna lie like this.
were you all looking for specific paper route Empire artists?
Yeah, we were looking for whoever we could find. So, you know, at the time like on certain days or what, like we were doing whatever we can. You know what I'm saying?
In regards to the bounty, were there other conversations about the bounty?
Well, after that incident with paper route wood or whatever, and the gun jammed up, like I think probably the next day I pulled up old Quick House or whatever and about some pills. And when I pulled up, it was a truck sitting in front of the house or whatever.
Okay, what kind of truck?
I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie.
Like an SUV truck or F-150 truck?
Like an SUV truck.
Okay.
But I pulled up and I got out and when he said he was sitting up there with Juke. And he was like, here go a little C right here. Here go C right here. So Juke was like, hold up, man. We ain't doing no talking around these phones, you know, take these phones outside.
Who said that?
Juke.
Juke.
Before we got to talking, he was telling him, like, we ain't talking around no phone, take the phones outside.
Who was he telling to take the
He
phone?
was telling Quick that. Quick,
Okay.
take the phones outside.
And then quit take y'all's phones outside?
Yeah, I gave him my phone. He set him outside on the chair or whatever. And came back in and was like, yeah, this little C right here, this was the one that, you know what I'm saying, shot your woo. And,
Hold on, you did a whole lot of whoop.
well, you know, basically saying, this the one that shot it, woo. And, this one of the ones that I got the, you know what I'm saying, that I got on the business too. And Juke basically like nodding his head like, y'all gonna get y'all money, y'all handle y'all business, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get y'all money.
What was person you decided to describe as quit? What was quit saying?
He was just letting him know that, you know, I was one of the ones that he got on the business, that he had to put the work in or whatever.
Okay.
That he hired for the
Because I'm gonna need you to slow that down. He the one that hired on the business to do what now?
to make one of these, get a hit, do the hit.
Hey, man, it's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game. Now, I don't know how Govan lawyer is gonna try to, contest that. As of right now, it looks like, he's all the way, Govan is all the way with it, man. He's the one that's lining things up, man. He's getting the drop. He's messing with dude's mama, man, to get closer, to try to get some more info, you know what I'm saying, on these paper route dudes to carry out these hits on Dolph and the PRE, crew. And it's crazy because, man, this is like somebody that you barely know. You don't really know if he's like that. You see that this person has a drug habit. So, to possibly line your pockets up with some extra change and for something that you don't really have to do, but you could just send somebody out there, basically some crash dummies, to bust a move on some guys, rap beef, is crazy. It's crazy. And, y'all hear dude, he said Govan allegedly handed him, the actual, pistol or the fire to go slide on Woo. You know what I'm saying? Him and a couple other guys when they went to go do that. He said he jumped out, went on feet while he was approaching. Woo was walking out, you know what I'm saying? Scrap in hand, and it went up. But he didn't have no mask on. His gun jammed. He could have easily got chipped playing around. So you already know that's not a good look on Govan's part, man, because you're actually giving these guys, the weapons, locations and some more stuff like that, man. You even alleged that, you'll try to get in with his mom, play this father figure role just to get the drop on the rest of them guys, man. That don't look good. That don't sound good. But like I said, man, I just wish, the lady for the state would just speak a little bit more, with urgency, man. Like, not trying to say she need to go faster, but just not that slow on how she's talking. And then y'all hear how she's saying, like, and I understand this court, you can't talk in ebonics and, urban language in the courtroom and stuff like that. But, y'all heard how she said, you need to slow it down. I don't understand that. Yeah, it's cool. But at the end of the day, she need to pick it up and, and speak a little bit more, up pace and upbeat, man. Like, this is a this is a murder trial, man, on somebody that was real important, man. That this man had a family. He had a lot of people that love him. He did a lot for his community and stuff like that. And if you want this to be a slam dunk case, man, you're gonna have to win that courtroom mode, because at the end of the day, who knows what this Cornelius Smith dude is gonna do when he's have to sit up there doing cross. You get what I'm saying? You don't know that. You really don't know how it's gonna play out. Yeah, your part. Yeah, he's doing his end for the state because of the fact that he's trying to get some time cut, trying to dodge his life sentence and all that. But we don't know if Govan's lawyer is gonna get up there and trip Buddy up and make what he's saying not reliable, man. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna go at the situation that he has not been sentenced yet, that he's in here telling for a better deal. But on top of that, he's gonna kick it like, yo, y'all gonna believe this pill junkie? Y'all gonna believe this dude who has a pill habit? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's gonna run with that angle. Y'all might as well get ready for that. He's gonna make sure that we understand that this dude is a lying pill head at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And nobody forced him or coerced him to going to trying to collect these bounties. Like I said, they're going to say Big Jook was the one who did every single thing. You know what I mean? Like, we might as well get ready for that. They are already doing that and stuff like that, man. And it's much more, but like I said, I don't want to make these videos too long. I know some people, attention span ain't that good. Also, too, I don't really want to drag y'all out with the whole, because like I said, man, the lady is talking kind of slow and stuff like that, which is making me talk kind of fast right now for y'all, because it's like, man, do y'all want to hear this slow talking stuff? And then when y'all come back to me, yo, I'm dragging, I'm like, nah. So, but it's much more to it, man. Y'all, it's all over the internet. Y'all will see it, man. But I just want to, give my 2 cents on them little, the situation, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that was damning evidence, you know what I'm saying? And the state, gets, they get a W for possibly, for doing, getting Buddy to say what he's saying on the stand, because, he's pointing out quick, he's speaking on Big Jook, and he's basically, lining up some of the things that happened leading up to Young Dolph, and it sounds true, so I just want to bring that to y'all real quick, man. Something real fast, something slight, man. Sorry that the video might be a little long, but y'all bear with me, man. I keep dropping this, this Young Dolph PRE, CMG trial as much as I can. If nothing else going on, I try to stay tapped in. Dolph had a lot of fans, CMG have a lot of fans, and a lot of people care about this situation, man. So I just want to bring this to y'all real quick. And one more thing, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe so the video can get out there, man. And get in this algorithm, man. I don't know what I did to get up out the algorithm, man, but I'm trying to get back in. So please do y'all boy a favor, man. But until next time, gone.